The following program entails graphic calls to battle. If you suffer from weak knees or squishy feet, this show might not be right for you. Check with your podiatrist.
Standing for truth in the four corners of America. Fighting for justice on the frontiers of the culture wars. And turning resistance into an art form. Men enough to walk his cat. Randall Terry.
Welcome. Thank you. Gimme. All right. I'll give you more truth than you can take. One segment, baby. Oh, welcome to the program. Thank you. It is I, your servant. I love you. I love you. And I love you. We're going to have another great show today. Oh, so much content and so little time. Today's top stories. The homosexuals are on a roll right now. It looks like the Department of Defense is ready to cave into their demands about the military. And Joe Sestak, he is in deep trouble. Was he lying or not? Is he protecting a felon in the White House or not? And Russia going tit for tat with Iran over Iran's nuclear program. It's actually getting funny. And then finally, in New York City, they're trying to build a mosque right there where the planes destroyed the trade towers. It's going to be ugly, folks. It's going to be ugly. Today's program brought to you in part by CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, trying to build a Muslim bunker in New York City, and by the Department of Defense. Don't ask if we have brains. Don't tell that we don't. I'm going to take a quick break, let my good friend Sir Reginald Bling have a word here. I'll be right back. Just turn the thing on. I got something to say. President Obama, have you lost your mind? Do you understand why we have a military? It is for the ability to destroy an enemy. And now you want to take away the cohesion of the unit and put inside there men who look at other men in lust. Hello. Do you want somebody working close to you, showering near you, being right next to you in bed at night, who says, hi, what's going on? Maybe you and I can get together later. You're sick. Hello, friend. It is I, your servant, Randall. Let's get right to the news you can use. Ben Nelson, what is with you people in Nebraska? Get rid of this clown. Oh, I'm Ben Nelson, I'm pro-life, but then I help the child cares. I'm Ben Nelson, I'm pro-family. And now he caves in with the militant homosexuals trying to overturn the don't ask, don't tell policy. It's gaining steam. Nancy Pelosi is determined to upend the military. An unlikely almost hero, John McCain, moderate John McCain, he said, and I quote, "This don't ask, don't tell issue, they're going to try to ram that through without even to try and figure out what the impact would be on battle effectiveness." I can tell you what the impact will be on battle effectiveness. You got guys in very tight quarters, and they're out there to defend each other. And if somebody starts hitting on someone, or other men are having to watch these little homosexual trysts, or he's my boyfriend, now stay away from him. I mean, come on, use your brain. A friend said to me, the homosexuals are already militant. Why do they have to be in the military? Oh, a joke? Yeah, it was a joke. All right, let's move on. Karl Rove, Toomey, the guy who's running against Sestak in Pennsylvania. Man, the vultures are flying right now over the White House, over the alleged bribe to Joe Sestak if he would just pull out of the race against Arlen Specter. The race that he won, by the way. So Daniel Issa, who is a representative in the U.S. House, he said, quote, "The Attorney General's refusal to take action in the face of such felonious allegations undermines any claim to transparency and integrity that this administration asserts." By the way, I have to tell you, they stopped asserting the transparency thing. They threw that out, and the whole business of them having integrity, they're done with that as well. They're now on a mission to do whatever the heck they want for the remaining 2 years of this cursed administration. So don't be surprised if you see less transparency and more lack of integrity. That's where we're headed, ladies and gentlemen. Russia and Iran. Russia has been a fairly long supporter of the Iranians. They've sold a lot of arms to them. But now they're backing the preliminary draft for sanctions against Iran if Iran does not stop with its nuclear program. Well, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad is having a hissy fit. And he said publicly, "If I were in the shoes of the Russian president, I would have thought twice over the issues that are related to the great Iranian people." The Kremlin said that the Iranian president should refrain from, and I quote, political demagoguery. The Iranian president shot back, "That's all I know how to do is political demagoguery. You want to take away my whole shtick?" And finally, New York City. Boy, this is going to be ugly. There is the hope, the crazy dream of building a mosque 2 blocks away from Ground Zero, from the 9/11 tragedy, the 9/11 terrorist attack. The 9/11 terrorist attack that was brought to you by the peaceful religion of Islam. It's going to be a wonderful teaching experience. Now, what I mean by that is this. There are people right now in this country that really believe that the religion of Islam is peaceful. They believe that a few lunatics have hijacked the peaceful religion of Muhammad. So they're being called all kinds of names for wanting to prohibit this mosque from being built at New York City. Right there at Ground Zero. We need to use this time over the next months and probably years over this very issue of the mosque in New York City. We need to use this for a teaching moment on several levels. First, we have to look at Islam itself. And I am committing a portion of this program to a slow and paced study of Islam, historic Orthodox Islam, on Islam's terms. Not what we would like it to be, not what we wish it were, but what it is from its own mouth. Another thing that we can use in this teaching moment is the opportunity in front of us to be intolerant. To be intolerant. Intolerance is a beautiful thing. Yeah. Well, how could you say that? Well, think about it. George Washington was intolerant of British troops. Susan B. Anthony was intolerant of only men voting. Patrick Henry was intolerant of British tyranny. Mother Teresa was intolerant of abortion. This gives us an opportunity to first do our homework. And if we find that, yes, there is something inherently dangerous about the political, social, and religious agenda of Islam, we have to know our stuff, but then we have to not back down. We have to be bold. We have to be courageous. We have to be intolerant of tyranny. It's not a virtue to be tolerant of something if it's committed to your enslavement or to the destruction of your family's freedoms. So I refuse to participate in demagoguery, and I'm not going to just throw things out there willy-nilly, but neither am I going to shy away from some of the hard realities of Islam. So we're going to start doing a little study on it in today's program. I'm going to take a break. We'll be back with some more good stuff.
Randall and I made a trip to Washington to visit FDR. While there, Randall told him that Alger Hiss was a communist. The president threw us out of his office. Moron.
Moments with Moses. If in spite of this, you will not hearken to me, but walk contrary to me. Then I will walk contrary to you in fury, and chastise you myself sevenfold for your sins.
Welcome back to the program, friend. We live in the greater Washington, D.C. area, and we have opportunity to visit with a lot of people, interview people. We recently went to a gun show. I thought you'd like to see who some of these people are.
If we had some kind of economic meltdown and something bad happened, you're going to call up Obama and say, come and save me?
No, I'm going to go knocking on his door.
Oh, man, we got a new president, we got Obama. These are all my people regardless of the skin color, man. We all want guns, we all going to defend ourselves. The color don't matter.
How many people here do you think are worried about things coming unglued, so they're here for self-defense?
Probably quite a lot. Quite a lot.
Can you feel the tension in the air?
Yes, yes. I mean, well, people are uncertain right now what's going to happen, both with the economy and with this new president and with this new, pretty much far liberal Congress we got in control. So there's a lot of tension in people, a lot of uncertainty.
I'm not here for a gun show. I'm not here for a gun show. I'm here for the technology show.
The question is not, would you die for freedom, but would you kill for freedom?
Both. A lot of things that are depicted in movies sometimes actually do come true. Like, for instance, we get invaded and our military is overrun. Everybody's on their own at that point.
Who might invade us?
At this point, no one. Unless it comes from the sky.
There's some extraterrestrials coming down, but we're taking them out.
I've been raised hunting, but my father had one thing to say: if you kill it, you eat it. I mean,
Does that include roadkill, armadillo?
Everybody's into organic now. Okay, there's nothing more organic than deer, rabbit,
Lions and zebras.
It's panic buying because of Obama.
Ooh, so right now the gun manufacturer's best friend, President Obama. Sales are going up.
Yes, sir.
Hey, an armed society is a polite society.
Obama said, when these people come through hard times, they cling to their guns and to their religion. What religion you clinging to?
I am an atheist.
None. I'm not really. I'm agnostic.
I'm Presbyterian.
What's my? I'm Episcopalian, if that's what you're asking.
I'm clinging to my faith in Jesus Christ.
I'm not religious.
Believe it or not, I'm Jewish by birth.
When President Obama was running for office, he said, these people, they get scared, they cling to their guns and their religion. What religion you clinging to?
My religion is self-preservation, number one key. You know, if the next man got a gun, I should have one too.
Better to be tried by 12 than carried by 6.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I ain't playing.
Hey, my man.
Welcome back, friend. Well, we know that those gun nuts are also religious lunatics. Talking about religion, we're going to use the program over the next few weeks to look at historic Orthodox Islam. We're going to focus on Muhammad. We're going to focus on the early caliphs, help you define some terms. I'll start by saying this. One of the difficulties that we have when we look at Islam is that we don't let Islam speak on its own terms. We want to push it through a Western grid, an economic grid, an educational opportunity grid. No. Let Islam speak for itself. So we're going to look at primary sources in a very slow and methodical manner and learn about the religion of the Prophet Muhammad. Be right back.
In our country, we don't get to vote for laws. We vote for lawmakers who make laws in our name and in our stead. And so if Obama says that he's going to keep killing babies and you support him, then you have participated in the shedding of innocent blood. By extension, it is a crime.
I have no fear of the future. Let us go forward into its mysteries. Let us tear aside the veils which hide it from our eyes, and let us move onward with confidence and courage. Sir Winston Churchill. Welcome back to the program, friend. It is I, your servant, Randall. We're going to look at Islam, historic Islam. When we see the visceral reaction of the people in New York City, We hear people saying, oh, they're religious bigots. Other people saying, no, this is a disgrace. We need to step back and say, all right, what is Islam? So what I'm going to do is use this program to look at the religion of Islam and start with, okay, yes, it's something that you believe in, but also look at its political and sociological ramifications, because actually it is a blueprint for every aspect of life. So our mission is to ascertain whether or not it's this benign, peaceful religion like some people say it is, or whether it actually is a danger to human rights, freedom in general, and the freedoms that we Americans enjoy under our Constitution in particular. So I'm going to look at Islamic history, law, we're going to read Muslim commentators, and we'll also focus on current Islamic nations to see if the Islamic principles of governance and the social norms that flow from Islamic philosophy are peaceful, benign, and just, or if they are an inherent threat to individual liberty, to political freedom, and to basic human rights. All right, first, let's define Islam. The etymology of the word includes the ideas of submission, surrender, peace. So it could have as a broad definition a peaceful submission, peaceful surrender, to obey, to be at peace. So obviously this is talking first about God. And Islam, in its simplest form, just means submission to God. Now, at first glance, you could assume, all right, this applies to individuals. When they accept Islam, they believe in Muhammad, which is in part correct. But it's not the whole story. Now, let's start with conversion to Islam. It's actually really simple. The only thing that you need to do to become a Muslim is to make the profession of faith, the shahada. Say that word, the shahada. You make that commitment, that verbal declaration, in the presence of another Muslim. And then you're accepted as a Muslim. Now, the profession of faith, the shahada, are these words. There is no God but God, and Muhammad is his messenger. Or, there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. So when one accepts Muhammad as the final and theologically flawless prophet of God, then they are a Muslim. It's that simple. I'll tell you more. Good starting point. I'll be back in a minute.
Let them be put to shame and confusion altogether who rejoice at my calamity. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor who magnify themselves against me. Amen.
Hi, friend, I'm Randall Terry. George Washington said, "It is impossible to rightly govern a nation without God and the Bible." Now, we live in a time when there are people, ACLU types, the politically correct, the tolerant, etc., the diverse, that are trying to drive the Bible out of the public square. They do not want governance to be rooted in Judeo-Christian truth, in the laws of God, in the words of Christ. And so they're doing everything in their power to push the very mention of the name of God and Judeo-Christian law out of the public square. But George Washington said, it is impossible to rightly govern without God and the Bible. Now, notice that he did not say God in the Quran or without Rousseau and Voltaire. He didn't say you can't rightly govern without John Locke. He said you can't rightly govern without God and the Bible. I am not going to surrender to the politically correct who want to silence Judeo-Christian truth. If George Washington were alive today, he would be condemned as a right-wing, gun-loving, religious lunatic. But he is the father of our country. And I also think if George Washington was alive today, he would be grieved, he would be sick at heart to see what we have become as we have rejected God and the Bible. God bless you.